right, so you can see some of our past awardees of the Ray Landis Impact Award. We named it in his honor when he passed in 2018. And we were supposed to give out an award last year in 2024, but due to a labor issue or labor potential strike here at this hotel, we decided that we did not want to put ourselves in a position or put you in a position to have to cross picket lines. So we ended up canceling last year's event, and so we deferred conferring the award until this year. So this year we're going to award two Ray Landis Impact Award honorees. And it's actually kind of poetic because there's a deep relationship between 2024 and 2025. And I'd like to bring up, I know they're going to talk about you a lot later, so I'm just going to say a little bit about Juanita Muniz-Torres, who is a longtime MESA, I don't know, like a foundational figure. 40 out of 55 years. I can safely say that this is the woman who taught me almost everything that I know about MESA, and she's a wonderful, wonderful person, in addition to being a great champion. Juanita, please do us the honor.
Thank you. Have to lower it a little bit here. There we go, I think. Okay. I retired. I think at the end of February, early March. It seems like a long time ago. But I am so thankful that I was invited back to present this special award, because I would have done it last year if we had been able to give it. So our honoree today is Diana Gomez, who we were talking, and we actually have known each other for 40 years. And I think it started because I was at Fresno State when we started the minority engineering program. And so Diana was one of the first students that was there. And what was so amazing at the time is that we truly were a family, not just because we got to know all the students as we were recruiting them into the program, and they were helping us set up the study room, and they would help recruit other students to the program, but we also got to know their parents. So like, you know, I met a lot of the parents of the minority of our students, and they become more than just students. Diana in particular, she's a friend. She's, you know, I consider her a colleague. She's also my comadre. So it's invariable. So I am really honored to be able to present this award. And so I don't think the bio that I have on her is sufficient, because it's immense. And I think some of you who have had the opportunity to know Diana want to know her, meet her, and work with her. And I just feel that very fortunate that I knew her when, and that I can still call on her. And as far as MESA, we knew that we could always call on Diana, and still to today call on her to help mentor our students. As a big leader in SHIP, she has always encouraged everybody that she knows and comes in contact with to be successful. And as a big Raider fan, she knows that sometimes it doesn't happen right away, but she'll never give up on them. So she'll never give up on you if you know her. So let me just tell a little bit of her bio. She is a professional electrical engineer with a BA from Fresno State. Whoop to Fresno State, right? All right. She's been the past president for the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers and has held many positions, including a board member for SHIP. She was named Outstanding Top Dog from the Fresno State Alumni Association. I know that she served on the board for the School of Engineering as well, the Industry Advisory Board. And she's been a boss and for more than 2 decades at Caltrans, and worked on the California High-Speed Rail Authority. So that's just a little bit of all that she has done. And she supposedly retired earlier this year, but that's after 25 years of working state service. But now she's moved on to the private sector. That's how much she is in demand. I got to go to her retirement party, and it was literally a who's who of bigwigs in the Fresno area and the state. So very impressive. She is now helping improve the transportation network in California as the senior project director and vice president at HNTB, which is a civil infrastructure engineering firm. And in that role, she leads strategic highway initiatives around the state. And so we're just glad that working on those roads and highways around the state has also allowed her to come back and join us here. So we want to give a big shout out to Diana and acknowledge all her success, and know that she's one of those students that essentially helped start the MEP, in this case at Fresno, but has always been very supportive of MESA. And so we want to bring her up here and honor her, give her this tremendous award. Come on, Diana. Is this the award? Is this the award? Oh, yeah. So, another big round of applause for Diana.
All right, well, thank you, Juanita. I should say comadre. Well, it's great being here in San Francisco, accepting this award. Actually, I worked for the state for almost 37 years. I went to Parlier High School. I lived in Parlier, born and raised in Fresno County, but does everybody know where Parlier is? Probably anybody? Oh, right there, one kid back there, thank you. So when I was going to Parlier, I graduated with, this is how small Parlier is. There was only 82 of us that were graduating. That's how small the high school was back then. And I couldn't take, we were so small, they didn't offer physics, they didn't offer calculus, they didn't offer trigonometry, so we could only go up to algebra 2. So my sister was going to Fresno State, so she gets mad when I tell the story because she didn't know how to drive, so I told everyone I had to drive her to Fresno State. So once I was there, I thought I'd study something, but it was actually my high school counselor who had turned me on to engineering. Before that, I had met this lady, Linda Van Kirk, who I later met. She used to work for Pac Bell at that time, and so I was just so fascinated with how phones worked. So I went to Fresno State, and obviously it was overwhelming because my math class the whole class was larger than my entire high school class, so you could imagine that. And just being there at Fresno State was just, overwhelming for the first several years, well, for the 1 year. And I would spend all my time at the student union because I did not like being in the library. It was way too quiet. So I got really good at millipede and centipede there at Student Union, studying. And then the MEP program started. So it just started right around that time. And so MEP, I'm so grateful because it provided a space for us, for people like myself that would come from these small towns to Fresno State. And we had a place to go to and help each other and talk to. And so I'm forever grateful for that. And so I hope that you guys take advantage of that. Then we did have the SHIP chapter, so I joined SHIP, and I became, a SHIP leader throughout my career. So the success for me, obviously, I graduated. It took me a while to graduate from Fresno State. I was having too much fun. But in my last year, I ended up flunking chem. It was 08 that we had to take, and chemistry was not my favorite subject. But I ended up flunking it, so I I had to not take the job offer. I was supposed to go test missiles for the Navy. And so I had to stay back for the one semester. So actually my class ring says 87, but I actually graduated in 88. And then luckily Caltrans was hiring a bunch of electrical engineers. And that's how I ended up in transportation. And I've been in transportation now for over 37 years, just working on improving how we move around the state. I did get to go work for High Speed Rail for about 8 years, and now in the private sector, I'm working back on that project. And so, I just want to tell all of you, you have to utilize those people around you, use those programs like MEP, join SHIP, join SWE, join NSBE, join those organizations because they're there to help you. And for me, my entire success is credited first to MEP, who got me through school, and then through SHIP, who has helped me throughout my entire career. Last thing I want to say, some of the most important people here are with me, my godparents, obviously my two goddaughters, Juanita's daughters, and of course, the love of my life, Maria. And so you cannot accomplish anything without the support of your family. And so I love you all, and thanks for being here with me. So thank you.
Good evening, guests. When we think about what it truly means to make a difference, not just in the classroom, but in our communities, we're reminded of the kind of impact that Dr. Ray Landis inspired. And the person we're honoring tonight embodies that same spirit and purpose and dedication. Juanita has been the heartbeat of MESA for the past 40 years. The 13 were at Fresno State, where she was a fierce advocate for K-12 and college students. From the stories that she's told us over the years, it is clear that she's determined to open every door for from her MESA students. And if that door didn't open, she was not afraid to call out whoever was standing in her way. If there was someone you wanted in your corner, it was Juanita. She brought that same passion and determination to their MESA statewide office, where for the past 27 years, she supported our college prep and university programs across California. She built strong partnerships with CSUs and community colleges colleagues, and even helped expand MESA to reach 8 other states. It is no exaggeration to say that Juanita helped shape the very foundation of MESA, impacting tens of thousands of students here in California and across the country. Juanita has always inspired people to reach higher and never take no for an answer. Her mentorship and guidance has personally shaped my journey. I still remember the first time I met her back in Fresno, her hometown, when she was serving as an arbitrator judge. She was firm but patient, listening careful as students, teachers, and parents made their case. She had this remarkable ability to help students understand when they went wrong without ever making them feel like they failed. And I remember thinking, wow, she's incredible. She could calm a student, a teacher, and a director all at once. From that moment on, she became my mentor, whether she knew it or not. I watched how she treated people, how she spoke up for students, and how she always made sure everyone understood the power and the purpose of MESA. Even now, after her retirement, many directors still say, "What would Juanita do or say?" That tells you everything about what the kind of impacts she made throughout her years in MESA.
I want to add that I've been very fortunate and very blessed to have spent my entire professional career with the MESA program. In my early days at UC Irvine, I had lunch with Juanita. You remember that? You remember that lunch? You don't remember that lunch. You don't remember that lunch, right? And during that lunch, I came to, it was a site visit, and you came to UC Irvine, and I quickly came to understand that Juanita was someone that you wanted her to be in your corner, right? She was not somebody who you wanted to be on the bad list for. Like B, I quickly came to see Juanita as a mentor as well. And as local directors, both B and I have been fortunate to serve as local directors as well. She was basically our boss, and everyone knew it. You know, you don't want to get the boss angry, right? You want to make sure that you do everything. She held us accountable and always challenged us, but she was also warm and kind and the best mentor we could have hoped for. Her passion and her advocacy for MESA students was contagious. She just wanted to give students every opportunity to succeed. And she lived every moment of hardship and joy right along with them. Juanita's legacy will live on not only through the MESA students, like all of you, but also in the next wave of MESA staff and directors that she's championed and inspired over the years. I know B and I feel incredibly fortunate to have joined Juanita at the MESA statewide office for the last couple of years, and we only hope that we can continue to make the same impact on MESA students like she did. Juanita's now retired, as she already mentioned, right? And we can't get a hold of her anymore. She doesn't check her messages or read emails, and she's been very blunt about that. Okay. We don't miss the constant reminders to submit our timesheets. Now we just message each other about our kids and life in general, and how awesome it is that the Dodgers are back-to-back champions. Go Dodgers. No booing allowed. Juanita's heart and courage and unwavering commitment have touched so many lives, and she truly represents the spirit of Ray Landis. And tonight, it is such an honor for us to celebrate one more time, and the last award that we're going to give you, Juanita, and to thank her for everything that she's given for MESA and the MESA community. Please join me in welcoming and recognizing Juanita Muniz-Torres as the 2025 recipient of the Ray Landis Award.
It is truly humbling to be back to get this award. I think when we're in MESA, MESA is about students and about you and the next generation. And I think something that they've always told us is, we never want to be the news. The news are you and all your accomplishments and the accomplishments of all our alum. But I've learned so many lessons and in the 40 years that I've been with MESA, that and you probably as great, smart students already may know this, but I want to share some stuff that I wish I had known when I started my professional career. And some, like I said, I learned it from students, from parents. The first lesson I learned from one of our MESA parents, and she told me, she goes, Juanita, because was always about showcasing our students, and she says, you need to represent. You need to be up there to show young Latinas that they too can be the boss. And I'm not the executive director, but she says that people need to see you. And so that's one lesson that I want to tell all of the folks in this room, is you are amazing and you need to represent. You may be shy, you may not like the spotlight, but remember who you are, and if nothing else, you need to represent MESA and your family and all that they've instilled and did for you. So remember that lesson. I wish I that, a parent actually had to tell me that. The lead from wherever you are. You don't have to be the boss to lead. That you can show your influence and power from wherever you are at. One of my daughters, who's amazingly smart, told me you don't have to even say anything sometimes to be an influence and to get your message across. So remember that. Lead from wherever you are, because you do have the influence and you do have that power. Always act like you know where you are going, even if the path is not clear. And I learned that in my self-defense class. You want to go to some place, you don't want to be the victim. You don't want to be portraying yourself as the victim. You need to know where you're going, and you'll find it there, but you will get yourself there. And the other thing is, not everyone who is educated is smart, and not everyone who is not educated is not. And I learned that from my parents. My parents were farm workers. My mother was illiterate. I didn't know English when I started kindergarten. And yet I think my mother was one of the most smartest people around. And so some of the people who you think are very, very smart, that because, it's a different world that we may not have known about, they are amazing. I mean, some of the people out there who are educated, and I guess I shouldn't talk about politics, but I can because I am retired now. Some of the people who are in those positions don't know what they're talking about. But remember, treat everybody with respect. And I think a lot of us who come from poor backgrounds or from small communities, we always want to give back, and I think that's wonderful. I think we should, and I think that's one of the keys for MESA is you want to help the next people. That's why Diana's here. But know that when you give back, it's not just about you giving back. You get so much back yourself. I love this job, and 40 years just went like that, and it was hard. I mean, we had the Schwarzenegger years, we had some UC years that were rough budgetarily, but here we are, and yet, we can get so much out of that. And the last thing that I wish I would have known when I was starting off my career was that you are the CEO of you. Nobody knows you better. And what do good CEOs do? They always have a great board of directors. So when you think you've gone through some tough problems and you think that you screwed up really bad, and believe me, I've screwed up really, really bad too, you need to have that board of directors who is there to support you, to provide you guidance, and sometimes just to give you a kick in the butt, because we all need that. And I consider Diana, I mean, she was my student, but I feel like she's one of somebody that I knew that was on my board of directors, whether she knew it or not, because I could go to her for advice. So make sure that you do that for yourself. And I probably took too long, but I really, really wanted to express my amazement in the wonderful, wonderful folks that we have in MESA. You students are our future for sure, but we have some great staff, we have great colleagues, and I don't think I would have been able to do my job if it wasn't for all of that. So I thank you, and I hope I didn't take too much time. It's been truly a great honor, and I am truly humbled to be in the company of all the great Ray Landis awardees, because wow, I never thought I'd be there either. So thank you very much. Thank you, staff. And it's I have nothing else to say.